Hey guys, back with another video. Today we'll be talking about the compound exam once again, but we will be doing capsules, practice questions mostly. I know I included general approach as one of the objectives, but there's not going to be a slide about that. I'm going to explain the general approach as I go on. So let's begin. And just know that I did not create some of these questions. I found some of these questions, and I'm just walking you guys through these questions. Okay, and I didn't rehearse any of these questions, so I'm going to try to work it out with you guys as we go on. So usually for capsule questions, this is how it's presented to you. You're going to have a prescription, and usually it has the patient's information and it includes the weight also, which is important sometimes when you need to calculate the dose based on the weight. As you can see, it has DA numbers, the DA number here, but you don't need to focus on anything like that. You don't need to make sure that the prescription is correct. Okay, all you have to do is focus on this part. Okay, so here they're usually gonna have the medications here. Sometimes it's gonna be named as drug A or drug B, or sometimes it's actually gonna be a product that's found on the market. In this case, like hydrochlorothiazide. Okay, and sometimes it also has lactose. Okay, so for the medication, sometimes they will just give you this. Okay, and know that this is always the active ingredient. Okay, this is the active ingredient that should be in the whole prescription. Okay, and also I'm gonna skip the lactose and go right to this. This is basically telling you that this 15 milligrams is per capsule. Okay, it's like it's 12. Okay, you have to make a total of 12, but divide it. So divide it and make just calculate for one capsule basically. That's all it's trying to say, that this 15 milligrams means that you're gonna have 15 milligrams of active hydrochlorothiazide in one capsule. Okay, then you have lactose here. So the lactose, if you didn't know, a lot of these tablets and pills, they have like lactose in order to fill the weight. Okay, so the usually the active ingredient is not the only thing in there. There's other inactive ingredients that make up the bulk of the weight. So you will notice it says QS to 300. Now 300 in this case will be the weight of the capsule. Okay, so you could say, okay, this capsule is 15 milligrams hydrochlorothiazide, but it actually weighs 300 milligrams. Okay, sometimes they include the directions here all the time, but sometimes you have to use the directions in order to find how much you need of the hydrochlorothiazide. So your job is to prepare 12 capsules basically of hydrochlorothiazide. So you want to make like a bulk amount, right? So that you could divide into 12, right? So how would you do that? Okay, so you want to make 12, right? So first thing you want to do, if one capsule has 15 milligrams, right, of hydrochlorothiazide, then 12, right? A total of 12, because you're about to make this. So you want to know what is everything that I need, right? So a total of 12, you just have to multiply by 12 to get the answer of like the total amount of active ingredient in the whole prescription. Okay, so if you multiply, you should get 180. Okay, so you're gonna need 180 milligrams of hydrochlorothiazide, active hydrochlorothiazide in the prescription total. Okay, then you want to QS to 300, meaning that each capsule has to weigh closer. It has to weigh 300 basically. Okay, let's move on because I feel like as we go on, you will understand more. I don't want to spend the whole time here. Okay, then usually they give you what they have available. I'm sorry if this is a little blurry, but here you can see they have hydrochlorothiazide tablets, because what is going to be a source of getting this 15 milligrams of active hydrochlorothiazide, right? You could get it from a different hydrochlorothiazide tablet. In this case, they have 50 milligrams, right? So this is 50 milligrams active hydrochlorothiazide in a capsule or a tablet, right? A tablet that weighs 200 milligrams, okay? So even though it's 50 milligrams, the weight of the tablet is 200 milligrams. So you have to take that into consideration, right? Because you can't, you can't take the tablet and take out the 50 milligrams of the active ingredient, correct? Right? You have to use everything. You have to use the whole tablet, basically. So it's gonna include everything. Okay, so let's just go to the next slide so that you can see what I'm talking about. So here, as you can see, okay, so first thing you want to do is calculate how much you need in the whole prescription. Okay, so we start with the hydrochlorothiazide. They want us to make 12 tablets, right, or 12 doses. So you do 15 times 12, you're gonna get 180. Okay, next you want to use the available hydrochlorothiazide they give you, right, to see how many of those you need to get 180 milligrams of active hydrochlorothiazide. So 180, I need 180 milligrams total active ingredient. All right, so I'm going to divide that by 50 milligrams because, as we could see on the previous slide, each tablet is 50 milligram. Okay, notice how I didn't divide it by 200 because I only care at this point about the active ingredient. Okay, so if I use so when you divide, basically saying you need 3.6 tablets of the 50 milligrams in order to get 180 milligrams of active hydrochlorothiazide. Okay, so you could take 3.6, right, which is not ideal, right? So you would take 4 tablets, right? And as you prepare this, you will take 4 tablets and you will crush it, right? You have to make everything into fine powder. That's one of the rules of making capsules. You have to turn everything into fine powder. So in this case, you would take, even though it's 3.6, you're gonna round it up. So you need 4 tablets, right? You take 4 tablets and you're gonna crush it in the wooden mortar. Okay, you crush it. Once you crush it, right? So in this case, they give you the weight, right? They say that each one is 200 milligrams, but sometimes they don't give you the weight. Excuse me. And you have to calculate the weight on your own. Okay. So here you know that 4 tablets, there are 200 milligrams, right? There are 200 milligrams of active hydrochlorothiazide in 4 tablets because each one has 50 milligrams, right? Well, you don't need 200 milligrams. You only need 180. So you could set up a proportion, right? Because you have the active ingredient, right? So for every 50 milligrams, you have 200 milligrams of total weight. Okay, but I need 180. So how much total weight? What do I need? Okay. So here they also tell you. So when you crash the 4 tablets, you're gonna have 800 milligrams total mass of the 4 tablets, but you don't need all 4 tablets because if you use the 800 milligrams of crushed hydrochlorothiazide, 50 milligrams, then you're gonna have 200 milligrams of the active ingredient, but you only want 180. So you set up a proportion, right? Like as you see here, to find out how much will I need if how much of that powder, right, that I just crushed will I need if I only want 180 milligrams of active ingredient. You'll find that it's 720 milligrams of powder. Okay. So now you know how much powder you need of the active ingredient. Okay, perfect. So you're gonna obviously use this to make your capsules, okay? But if you use just 720 milligrams, right, to make 12 capsules, each one is not gonna weigh 300. They told they want each one to weigh 300. That's why they gave you the lactose. Because if you use just this, you can each one will not weigh 300. So if you do 720 divided by 12, Each one weigh only 60 milligrams, which is way too low. So that's why you have the lactose to QS, right? Add up to 300. Okay? Add up to 300. So in this case, you want to know how much lactose will I really need? Well, let's see. You need, okay, so if you do 300, each capsule weighs 300 milligrams, right? So 300 times 12 capsules, right? So you're supposed to have 3.6 grams total powder, right? In order to make 12 capsules that weigh 300 milligrams each. In this case, we have 720 milligrams already, right, of active ingredient. Okay, so you want to know how much lactose should I add to this? So you just do 3.6 grams minus 720 milligrams. And if you do that, you're going to get 2,880 milligrams of lactose to add to this in order to divide the powders so that each of your capsules have 300 milligrams. You have a 10% difference. So in this case, like if you had to do it, like your capsule could weigh anywhere from 270 plus or minus, right? So 10% plus or minus. So anywhere from 270 to 330. Because sometimes when you're packing the capsules, which I'm not going over it here, obviously, but uh, I hope they teach you guys that in school. But when you're packing the capsules, you will notice that sometimes you don't, because you don't know how much you need to get in there, right? You don't know how much powder you need to put in the capsule. Unless you actually put the powder in, then you weigh it. So sometimes you might be off. You might not get exactly 300. Okay, so that's why they give you that 10% difference. Um, and there's usually they give you like different capsule sizes based on the weight of the capsules. I didn't include that in here because it might be different. It might change. But usually they have like different sizes of capsules that you could use based on the weight that you need. Okay, so I spent a little long time on the first question, but I feel like as we go on, it's gonna get better. You guys are gonna start to recognize what I mean. Okay. Oh yeah, I did include it. Okay. So the capsule size. This is like an example, right? So capsule size 0. So in the on the test, they also require you to put the capsule size that you use, because it wouldn't be ideal for you to use capsule size double zero, right? When the prescription is saying that each capsule should weigh around 300 milligrams, right? You should probably use capsule size 1. Okay, so it gets bigger as it goes, actually. All right, so this is something that you could use for your own information. Okay, so another prescription here. So this one is a good one also. This one they usually like putting this one, but it's not really difficult. It's just different, really. So here once again, they want us to make 12 total capsules, okay? And these are the ingredients that they want in the capsules. These are the active ingredients. Once again, this is all per capsule, right? QS to 300 milligrams. One capsule should weigh 300 milligrams and have 30 milligrams, right? About 30 milligrams of hydrochlorothiazide and 10 milligrams of triamterene. Okay? So, okay. Once you get what they're asking for, right? Also look at the SIG, okay? I'm sorry, but just make sure you look at the SIG. In this case it's 1 QID, right? So, it doesn't tell us much, but we're going to see later on that it's actually significant. So here we go. So what is available to us, because you're telling me to make this. Okay, what can I use to make this? Okay, so they said we have hydrochlorothiazide tablets, 25 milligrams, and it weighs 100 milligrams. And we have diazide capsule, which is a combination, and it weighs 200 milligrams. Okay, so now so the trick here is just go back to the drawing board. Okay, so they wanted me to make 12 capsules. Okay, uh, so I want to know how much total triamterene active ingredient do I need in the whole prescription, right? In the whole thing. Sorry. I keep burping. I just ate. Triamterene, right? So 10 milligrams times 12, right? 120. So you need 100. You need 120 milligrams of triamterene total in the whole prescription. Then you do the same thing for the hydrochlorothiazide. Let's actually go to the next slide so that you guys can see, right? Um, so that's the triamterene, right? You need 120 milligrams for the triamterene, and for the hydrochlorothiazide, you just need 360 milligrams total, 30 times 12. Okay, so how would you get this? I mean, you don't have a triamterene tablet, right? They didn't give you triamterene tablet by itself, right, to use, or capsule. Um, Notice if it's a capsule, you just open the capsule and pour it into the mortar, and like just triturate it to make sure it's fine powder. If it's a tablet, you have to crush it, obviously. So your only source of triamterene is this. Okay, so you want to do that first. Okay, you want to do that first because that's your only source. So you wanna know how much of this of how much of diazide capsules, right, will give me 120 milligrams of triamterene. So here, once you do it, right, they use 50 milligrams, right, because each diazide capsule has 50 milligrams of triamterene, right? So that's why, sorry. So that's why they divide at 120. So I need 120 total active ingredient of triamterene in the whole prescription. Each diazide capsule has 50 milligrams. Okay, so you divide to say, okay, I need 2.4 capsules of diazide to get 120 milligrams of triamterene. Okay. But guess what? It also comes with hydrochlorothiazide. So you have to take that into consideration. Okay? So you're gonna get some hydrochlorothiazide from here also. Okay? So let's say if this was just triamterene, right? Let's say that this prescription did not have hydrochlorothiazide. This diazide capsule did not have hydrochlorothiazide in here. Remember, we said that you need 360 milligrams total of hydrochlorothiazide, right, in the prescription. So then you would have done 360 divided by 25, right, because that's all they gave you up here. But you wouldn't do that in this case because you're going to get some here also. So you want to know how much you got from here. Then you just get the remainder from the tablets, okay? So I need 2.4 capsules of to get that. Uh, okay. So you want, like, once again, you got to round it up. Okay. Sometimes on the exam they might ask you how many capsules or how many tablets do you need. In that case, you would say 2.4 tablets or 2.4 capsules. If it says how many whole capsules or whole tablets do you need for this prescription, then you have to put the one that you rounded up. So in this case, it'd be 3. If it says whole, you use the one that you round. Okay. If it doesn't say whole, just put the one with the decimal if it has a decimal. Okay. So we open 3 capsules. Okay, we put in a mortar, we triturate, remove the amount of equivalent to 2.4. So you set up a proportion once again. Uh you set up a proportion, right? To know how much of the powder, right? The total powder, because each one is 200, right? So what does that mean? So 3 capsules. If 3 capsules give you 200 milligrams of weight, right? What about 2.4 capsules? Okay. No, 3 capsules is not 3. Sorry. If three capsules, each one is 200, right? So 3 capsules will give you 600 milligrams total weight. So 2.4 will be like about 480 of the powder that you need. Okay, so you need around 480 powder of the diazide capsule. And 480 milligrams of powder, there is 120 milligrams of triamterene. That's what we calculated. But there's also 60 milligrams of hydrochlorothiazide. Okay, we said we needed how much of hydrochlorothiazide? 360. Okay, remember that? 360. So we got 60 milligrams from the diazide. So we just need what? 300 more. So then you go back, okay? So you do 300 divided by 25 because that's all you have left, okay? 300 divided by 25, that's 12, I believe. Let me just calculate this again. 300 divided by 25 is 12, okay? So you need 12 tablets of the regular hydrochlorothiazide in order to fulfill the whole thing, all right? And once again, it's 12 tablets exactly, right? So if each one weighs 100 milligrams, 12, you just calculate it to see. You don't even need to calculate. You just crush 12 tablets, right? You crush 12 tablets and you add it to the diazide powder, and that's gonna be your total weight. Okay. Oh, I thought I added more to this. Um, so that'll be okay. That'll be your total weight. Actually, let me just walk you guys through that. So 480 milligrams is coming only from the diazide, right? Then we said we need 12 tablets of the hydrochlorothiazide. So each one is 100 milligrams, right? So 12 will be 1.2 grams. So we add that 1.2 grams to that 480 milligrams from the diazide, and we get a total of 1680 milligrams. Okay. 1680 milligrams. So what does that tell you? So 1680 milligrams. If I divided this into 12, you're telling me there's 100. Sorry, you're telling me it's 140 milligrams of weight of powder in each capsule, which is not enough, right? So you have to QS, right? So how much lactose would you need? Okay, so then you could do 300 times 12, and just subtract that number from it. Okay, and that's how much lactose you will need. Okay, pretty straightforward. Um, I don't know what you're trying to say here. This is kind of confusing. 2.4. Oh, okay, yeah, they just telling you this is how much hydrochlorothiazide is in the diazide capsule, right? We kind of went over that already. So next one. So here, okay, so this is another way they could present it to you. They're basically saying find out what this is, and this would be the active ingredient per excuse me per capsule. Okay, here they want us to make eight of them. Okay, very simple. So let's move on. Okay, so this is what they have. I think I created this question actually. So what's available to us is propanol 10 milligram tablets, and each one weighs 250 milligrams. Okay. So step one, you want to divide the patient's weight, right? You want to they give you the patient's weight, right? 33 pounds. So you divide it, you find how much kilograms that is, then you multiply, right? So 0.3 times 15 kilos, 4.5 milligrams of active propranolol per dose. That's what you're gonna get. Okay, but they want you to make 8 in total, right? So I want to know how much will I need in a whole prescription. Okay, so then we come back here. Well, 4.5 milligrams is per capsule, right? They want me to make 8 capsules, so I need 36 milligrams of active propranolol in the whole prescription. Perfect. Then we check, okay, how am I going to get this 36 milligrams of active propranolol? Well, they gave us these capsules, right? These tablets. Each one has 10 milligrams of the active propranolol, right? So in this case, you just divide to see how much you'll need, right? Which is like pretty straightforward. You just divide and you're gonna get a decimal obviously because it's 36 and you need 30 it's 36 milligrams and each one is 10 milligrams, right? So you're gonna need 3.6 tablets, right? Which is not ideal. So you're gonna round it up to 4. So we need 4 whole tablets, right? That's the one that you're gonna crush, right? If you crush 4 whole tablets, right, you're gonna get 1,000 milligrams. 1,000 milligrams of weight. Okay. But 4 whole tablets has 40 milligrams of propranolol. We only need 36 milligrams. So you set up a proportion here, and you'll find that you just need to weigh 900 milligrams of the 4 whole tablets that you crushed, right, to get 36 milligrams of your active propranolol. Okay. So 900 milligrams. Okay. Here they didn't give us a weight, right? They didn't give us any weight in this case. So what you just do is take 900 milligrams, literally take 900 milligrams, divided by 8. They didn't tell you to add any lactose. They didn't give you a weight. Because let's say they gave you a weight, right? They just said QS to 300, but they didn't put lactose here. It's still implying that if you don't have enough active ingredient or active ingredient in the whole powder, right, to make 300 milligrams per capsule, then add lactose in order to reach that. Okay. In this case, they didn't put anything. So you literally divide 900 by 8 to find how much they want, each one is gonna weigh. So I got 112.5. So if we go back, you're gonna see that you could use capsule size number two. You could use capsule size number two, and you're gonna pack eight capsules, and each one is gonna have about 112.5 milligrams of powder, right? Of crushed propranolol powder. This is another way they could present it to you. They try to trick you, but it's not really a trick. To be honest, they're just you should know this. Okay, so this is grain. So each grain, I believe, is 65 milligrams. So we're gonna calculate that as we go on the next slide. Here they want you to make 8 capsules, right? One capsule in 6 ounce water, half an hour before meals. Hmm. Uh, Gotta, yeah, definitely know your abbreviations, guys. Always. Sometimes, like, you might forget. I forget sometimes, but just make sure you review it. It's very quick. This is what is available to you here. So, drug Y is a 100 milligram tablet, and each one weighs 250 milligrams. Drug Z is 250 milligrams of active, right? Each one weighs 300. Step one, you want to find the total of each active ingredient, each medication. So I kind of outlined it here perfectly for you guys. So I'm gonna go through this like really fast. I don't want to spend too much time on this video. You could pause and read it. It's straightforward, guys. So each grain is 65 milligrams. So 4 grains will give you 260 milligrams of active ingredient per capsule or per dose. Okay. Then they want you to make 8 capsules in total. So then you multiply that by 8 capsules. Then you're gonna find that you need this much of total active ingredient RX. The drug Y tablet available for compounding has 100 milligram active ingredient per tablet. So you need 20.8, right? You need 20.8 of those, right? Because each one has 100 milligram of drug Y. Um, okay. Usually it wouldn't be this many tablets. I made this question up, so I kind of messed it up. Sorry. So you're gonna need 21 tablets of this drug Y. Okay. Because it's 20.8, so you just have to round it up. So you would crush 21 tablets, literally. You set up your proportion, and it's gonna tell you how much you should take out of that 21 tablets that you crushed. How much powder, like the weight of the powder. Same thing for drug Z. Then you come to the preparation. So each tablet of drug Y has 100 milligrams active ingredient, but weighs 250 milligrams. We need exactly, yeah, straightforward. Okay. Um, 21 tablets total weight here for the 21 tablets, and you take out only 5,200 milligrams. That's all you need. And for this one, wait, which one is this? I didn't put the name. Um, okay, so the first one is drug Y, the 5,200. Okay. And the second one is drug Z. Okay. So this is how much powder you need for drug Y, and this is how much you need for drug Z. So you add them together. Once again, it didn't tell you to QS to any weight, right? So you just add the powders together and just divide by 8, right? And just find what capsule size that's close to and put the medication in there. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is 3 medications, but concept is the same thing. Nothing is really changing so far. I'm just showing you how they could present it to you in different ways. They can't really do anything else but present it like this. But it's no difference really. Pretty straightforward here for you guys. Yeah, you find how much you need per capsule. 12 capsules, so 240 milligrams you need. Um, then you find out how much what they give you, right? What's supplied to you. Then you just you divide, right? You need 240 milligrams in the entire RX, right? Uh, so you divide, right, to get 4.8, right? 4.8 tablets. You can't crush 4.8 tablets, but you could crush five type tablets, right? And using a proportion, you can find how much you should take out. Okay. In this case, you're gonna take out 480 milligrams. Each one is gonna be 100 milligram, right? There's 50 milligrams of active ingredient, but each one is gonna be 100 milligrams in this case. Then you take it out, 480 milligrams of that. And that would be for drug X. And you do that same thing for drug Y, same thing for drug Z, right? Pretty straightforward. And once you get the total powder for drug X, drug Y, drug Z, you add them together. This case, they want you to QS to 500, okay? So you just do 500 times 12 to get the total weight, right, of the prescription, including the lactose, drug Z, drug Y, drug X, right? It's going to give you the total. Then you subtract all these powders from it, right? And that's going to give you how much lactose you should add to it. So in this case, this is a good point right here. So if you do your calculations, this is what you're gonna find out how much powder you need for each. So drug X, you need 480 milligrams of the powder, right, to get the amount of active ingredient that you need in the whole prescription. Drug Y, you do 1920, right? Sounds like somebody's date of birth. Probably my great grandma. Anyways, so you're gonna get the total, okay? But if you do the total so each capsule should weigh 500 milligrams, make 12 capsules, okay? So that means the total amount of powder you should have, right? Total amount of weight should be 6,000. Okay? 6,000 total. Your active ingredients is going to make up 2640 milligrams, right? The active ingredients that come in the powder from what you crushed, right? Is going to be just this. But this will not be enough. If you just took this and divided by 12, you're not going to have 500 milligrams weight in each capsule. That's why you need to add the lactose. You subtract to find how much lactose you need to add uh, in order to get the weight that they want you to get. Okay. So I didn't go through each drug one by one because it's the same concept, guys, and I don't want to spend too much on this video. But if you have any questions, like just send me a comment or email me really, and I will definitely help you out. Okay. So here we have another one. I included this because sometimes they don't put any units here. If it's presented like this, right? First of all, just know that it stands for grams, okay? This is for grams, all right? And another thing we notice here is that the lactose, there's no QS. That's pretty interesting, right? Okay, so let's just see how we approach this. So in this case, 2 capsules, TID for sinus headache. You want you to make 12 total. This is what is available to you. You have the active ingredients and you have the weight of each one. Okay. Um, so I worked this out really nice for you guys. So the Benadryl. So here, like I said, it means that it's grams, right? So I turned that into milligrams because it's easier for me. So this is basically, once again, it means per capsule, right? So each capsule will have 0. I mean, 0.020, right? Grams or 20 milligrams of Benadryl. So how much would 12 capsules have, right? So that's basically what I did here. I got 240. Then I use what is supplied to me, right? 25 milligrams per capsule of Benadryl will supply 25 milligrams of the active ingredient. I need 240 of the active ingredient in the whole prescription, so I'm going to need 9.6 capsules, not tablets. But you know what I mean. So you're going to open, right? Since it's capsules, you're gonna open the capsule and pour it into the mortar, the powder. You're gonna pour the powder into the mortar, basically. Then you weigh out what you need, right? You weigh out exactly what you need, which is gonna be this. Okay, do the same thing for the Sudafed. You get this, the Tylenol. You get this, right? Now you're wondering, how much lactose should I add? In this case, they didn't tell you the QS. They actually gave you a calculation. So you use the same concept. This is per capsule. Each capsule that you make will have this much lactose in it. Okay, so you treat it like the others, right? So, okay, I need 900 milligrams of lactose. Where am I gonna get the lactose from? The lactose always comes as a powder. Okay, so there's no source of the lactose. You're not gonna crush tablets and trying to find out how much lactose is in there because we don't know. Okay, you're gonna have just a powder. And you could say, oh, the tablets that we crush probably have some lactose in there. Yeah, but that's negligible. You could just neglect that. You just have to treat this as like your only source of lactose. This one right here. Okay, so it's 900 milligrams. And you're gonna get it from the powder. So the total weight of all the products, you add everything up, right? And you get this right here. 5,700 milligrams. Okay, you divide that into 12 and it's going to tell you how much should be in each capsule, okay? And I just included this because that's the 10% difference. And this one, you just use the chart that I gave you with the capsule sizes and select the right capsule. So that will be the end of this video. I hope you guys were able to follow along. That is why it's a video, right? You could just pause it, take your time. And I'm willing to answer any questions. I'm willing to walk you through it so you don't have any issues. Remember, I'm only here to help you guys. So just feel free to ask me anything that you need, anything that you want me to go over again. The next one, I believe I'm gonna do the ointments problems. I didn't like get a chance to like actually compound it, right? Because I don't have the ingredients that I need and stuff like that to compound it. I would have done that also as a video. So just follow along with this and just practice. I mean, that's the main thing, right? You gotta practice, practice, practice. There's a ton of questions online that you could use. There's books that have a ton of questions in there if you search Amazon, I believe. So just practice, practice, practice. That's how you come across like different scenarios. Okay. So once again, thank you for watching this video. Leave a comment. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask me. Don't hesitate, please. I'm here to help you. So yeah. So good night, everybody, and take care. Okay, bye.